Today is finally the day that I'm going to do the apartment tour. Just as a disclaimer, we are not done furnishing everything, but I just have some decorations up and my room is mostly complete. I'm still missing a couple of posters and maybe plants, but I just wanted to show you guys the status of the apartment as of right now. Maybe I'll do an update later on. It's been like a month since I've moved in and a lot has changed since the first sight of the apartment. Hello. So this is Editing Sarah. I realized I missed some core pieces of information about my apartment, so I thought I would just take this time and go over kind of the gist of the apartment. Also, I'm back at home, so this is definitely not the usual background, but basically this apartment is in Brooklyn. I live with one of my roommates from college. His name is Kyle. The rent is $3,400 and we split it evenly, so it's about $1,700 a person. It only includes water, so it doesn't include heat and electricity, and that adds about $100 a month to our bill. I think it's 750 square feet, but I'm not sure about that. I have no way of verifying, but yeah, I think that is pretty much it about the apartment. And back to our regularly scheduled program. Kind of already in the first location, but I did want to start off with my room. Let us begin. So this is my room, and I think it is a 7 by 14 feet room, so it's rectangular. So this is the view that I get in the morning when I wake up. You can see it's kind of narrow, but the ceilings are exceptionally tall, which helps to open up the space. That lamp is, quite frankly, the ugliest thing in here, I think. It serves no purpose just because it's been broken since I moved in. So on the other side of the room, there's my bed, and it's actually flush against the wall just because there's no space for this to go. There's like a sliver of space here where I actually have this IKEA rack with a ton of my stuff. I have a lot of clothes, so I've just hung all of my clothes here with some metal hangers. TMI, but I usually just leave my bras around. I don't really have storage space for it, so I just kind of dangle it right there. And then I have a really nice jewelry hanger right here. I wish I had a taller clothing rack so that I could see all of this. That is this side of the bed. The other thing that I absolutely love is my collection of plants that I've accumulated in the past couple of weeks. And one of the first things that you'll see when you look over at my bed is actually the windowsill. I have just the cutest collection of plants on my windowsill, which I guess I'll just do like a little plant tour right now while we're at it. So a lot of these are actually from IKEA, but some of them are not. So this is a fake plant. It was $2, which I personally think is a little bit overpriced for like one leaf. This is, I believe, a Ficus lyrata from IKEA. This vase was also from IKEA. It was like $1.50, and I just filled it up with some rocks. I also started growing my own spring onions just because they're super easy to propagate. You just throw it in water and then it grows really quickly. The other plant I have here, these are actually dried leaves, and I put it in this little jar and I thought it looked really cute. I have some basil leaves, cilantro, and parsley growing, and I actually got that from like an office team bonding event. I really love it. It's starting to mold, which is concerning. I sprinkled some cinnamon onto the soil, so I hope it doesn't continue molding, but I'll keep you guys posted. So this is a little succulent that my friend Kathy gave me as a housewarming gift. It is super cute, very low maintenance. Here we have a fake plant. I try not to get too many fake plants, but they're just much easier to maintain, so I have a few lying around. And then this is the final thing on my windowsill. I really loved it on the website when I saw it, but in person it's just a little flimsy. It's made of metal instead of ceramic, which makes me a little bit upset. And it was $10, so I'm thinking of returning it. And one of our friends brought sugar maple. And that is basically my windowsill. I also hung this up this morning. So this is just a fake plant that I put on a macrame hanger that I made a couple of months ago. I did take some elastic and try to sew on a band because I didn't have an S hook that I could hang it off of, but I think it looks pretty okay if you just ignore the random black band at the top. But I personally thought it was a pretty nice touch to this little corner. So the next thing that I want to mention is my underbed storage. As you can see, I do have some boxes under here. So I really wanted a low bed frame. I really love the look of just a wooden bed frame without any gaps underneath, but this room is so small. I felt like storage was much more important. And so I just got this one off Amazon, and then now I have 10 boxes underneath the bed. It is not the most aesthetic, I will give you that, but it's actually very convenient and not so noticeable if you don't look down. Moving from the bed over, I actually have another collection of plants on this really nice bench that I got. This is also from IKEA. I feel like I'm just a walking poster child for IKEA today. I really wanted this specific bench just because there's some under bench storage, so I've thrown a ton of stuff down here. I think this corner is the most unaesthetic. I have a little power strip underneath there and a ton of cords that I just hide here, and then some medicinal stuff and my makeup stuff, and then some screws. So here I have a Youth to the People box. It's actually just a box, but I thought it was very, very fitting to put right here. And then I put a ton of hats on top of it. This is just my camera bag, and you can see there's like an outlet right there behind it. And right on top of it, I have some of my favorite plants. So the first plant that I ever got when I moved to New York is actually this one. So this is an aloe from Home Depot. It was only $5. So I highly recommend Home Depot aloe plants. It started browning a while ago. I don't know if you can see some remnants of the brown. I took it out of the sun and that helped a lot, and I also stopped watering it. So now it's back to green. Just as some decorative elements, I have some perfume on the left, and then I have a pair of glasses right here. So this is actually a wine bottle, and I took off the wrapping. Now it actually looks like a pretty cute vase. The next plant that is right here, and I apologize if I've been talking too much about plants. I honestly feel like this video could just be like a plant tour, but this is just another housewarming gift that we got from a few friends. This is my favorite fake plant from IKEA. But moving on, I have another plant. So this is golden pothos, and I won't talk too much about it, but I did have this little hanging basket, but I'd have nowhere to hang it, so I'm just leaving it right here. Right above the bench, I have my hangers. So I have all of my purses as well as some necklaces on this hanger. I got this hanger from IKEA again, $5, super cheap. And if you've noticed, these little things are actually not poster cards or paintings. They are chocolate wrappers, and I thought they were very, very pretty, so I just left it here. This was another thing that I got from like a company event. I also have some other chocolate posters out here, but objectively they're actually pretty cute, so you can complain if you think it's tacky, but I really like them. So the next corner of my room is actually one of my favorite corners out of the 4 corners that I have. This is where the closet should be, but when I moved in, they had taken this out. I think the previous tenants had installed a really nice set of shoe racks, clothing rack, bookshelves, and everything, but they took it out. I spent so long trying to figure out what they had installed here, and I finally figured out that it was an IKEA set, I think the El Varley closet system. So I ordered like the bare minimum. I just ordered 2 rods and then the 2 side rods, and that is my clothing rack. I've been thinking of putting another shelf up here so that I can stack some stuff up there, but as of right now, this is how the place looks. So this is my pride and joy. This is a Birds of Paradise plant, and it's actually doing pretty well. I got it from IKEA as well. So one thing that I didn't realize until I started buying plants like a couple of months ago is that plants are so freaking expensive. Like, they look so nice, but they're so expensive. Especially on Facebook Marketplace, I feel like people sell plants at a ridiculously overpriced price. It's insane. So for my clothes, I tried to color coordinate it. So we have the tans, the whites, the blues, the grays, the blacks. And then I tried to do the same with the top rack, but I feel like there's much more color variation, so it's kind of just like that. And then if we turn around, we just have my door. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing door, but it's not ugly, I guess. I've been trying to think of ways actually to kind of hide this door, maybe like build a fake pseudo bookshelf on top of it, but it might be way too much effort. And this is the last corner of the room that I'm going to show you guys, and probably my favorite. I know I said this corner was my favorite, but I think this might be my favorite. So the first thing that you'll probably notice is this mirror. It's my big splurge for my room. It was from IKEA. It's the Hobbit mirror, Hobbit. I think a lot of people have this mirror just because it's so big and affordable. I originally had this mirror right over here, but then it reflected all of those clothes off of it and made the space look a little bit cluttered. So I moved it over here, which I think is a good place to have it. And right next to it, I have this little shelving unit. It's very tall, which is why I got it. I think it's 72 inches, and I just stacked a ton of stuff here. And my original plan for it was to just use it as a storage space for my clothes. I decided to add some just like decorations just because it looks so much nicer with decorations. If anyone's curious, I have a mix of items here that I meant to cut down on, but I mostly just put everything that I didn't know where to place right here. So this section is my least favorite section of this room, and I will tell you why. So this is my work from home setup. It's pretty clean, but I just wish I didn't have a desk in here because it kind of takes up a lot of space. I have an ergonomic chair and a very convenient collapsible table right here. My monitor is pretty big, so I do have this super nice laptop holder that I throw a ton of things on. You can see I have a tablet, a notepad, 2 laptops. I personally think it's just a nice touch for saving space, and especially since my room is so small, I think this is a great place to store extra stuff. But basically that is my work from home setup. So I was thinking of moving this desk to the living room, but it might look kind of cluttered in the living room, so I decided not to, and I just left it here. And maybe I'll get a better desk. I feel like the color doesn't really fit the theme of the room, but yeah, let me know if you think I should get a new desk. Also, I just want to take a moment to appreciate how this setup looks because I've never really had an aesthetic room, and this is the first time where I feel like it's slightly aesthetic. Definitely not at the level that I aspire to be at, but I think it's way beyond whatever rooms I've had in the past. But anyways, I wanted to do the living room tour now because that is a space that I really love. So let us go to the living room. So this is our living room, and I tried to clean up a little, but it still kind of looks messy. So a lot of this furniture was actually Kyle's, and he kindly brought it from his old apartment. So we actually didn't have to do too much furniture shopping. On this corner, we have the sectional couch with a coffee table. It's pretty standard. I'm not sure where Kyle got this from, but he did bring also a pillow and a nice little throw. We do have a ginormous rug and also a pretty big TV. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the rug color, but that's okay. Don't tell Kyle. We have the TV console, and I actually put this right here. So Kyle's really into terrariums, and so he built this for a friend, I think. But I just placed it here because there is a couple lying around that I just don't know where to put. This corner, I think, is just some stuff. Next to the TV, there's a clothing rack. This is actually the old clothing rack that I was using before I switched to my new El Farley system. And then this lamp that rarely gets used is the same one as the one in my room. And Kyle actually gave it to me because I have no functioning lights in my room, and I think you can hear the neighbors walking. Most of these coats are mine, which is embarrassing to say. So right past our clothing rack is a set of mirrors. So this one is also the old mirror that I had, but this is pretty suitable for just looking at your outfit. You can't really see your face when you look into this unless you're standing very far like this. And this is another mirror that I think Kyle decided not to hang up in his room. So it's also out in the living room. It's like a nice little shoe mirror for trying on shoes. And then I got this off of Amazon. It's just a shoe rack. It's very sparsely populated with my shoes. So I think on the left side, those are Kyle's, and then on the right side, they're mine. I have yet to bring all my shoes back from Maryland. Hopefully in a couple months, this shoe rack will be populated with my stuff, but I don't know when that's gonna be. I feel like the landlords went crazy with the lighting. I don't know if you can see, they have these really cool Edison light bulbs installed everywhere in the apartment. So like right when you walk into the entry, there's Edison light bulbs. When you look up, there's Edison light bulbs. And basically everywhere in the apartment, there are Edison light bulbs. Although, for some reason, most of these lights no longer work, so only these 3 are functioning as of right now. And management is not good. So they said that they wouldn't change any light bulbs for us, which I am kind of upset about. But I realized I should have started off in this direction because it makes so much more sense. But this is what the apartment looks like when you first enter. So you have a bathroom right here, which I will show you guys in a bit. But basically, here is our washer dryer, laundry, storage. We have just a lot of stuff here, and I think that's the heater. And this is actually a washer dryer combo. It's also hidden in a little closet. So when you turn to the right, when you enter, you'll have the kitchen, and I love this kitchen so much. In general, it's just very gray toned, dark, moody. I'm not sure if this is intentional, but you can see that there are wooden beams and then underneath it is aluminum paneling. Personally, I really like it, but whenever people come, they always remark on the ceilings. But I think it looks pretty darn good. This is a dining set that we pieced together. Kyle brought 2 of the chairs and the table, and then I got 2 more stools, which kind of don't match the color. These are plants that I'm gonna return. They're not as cute as I thought they would be. These are from IKEA again. They look a little bit tacky and fake. This one more than the other one. And I'm just planning to go to IKEA again and return these. We usually just keep our keys on the table, and I have my pepper spray right here. So this is our fridge. It's actually a mini fridge, so slightly smaller than the standard fridge size. And it doesn't feel like that, but when you open it up, you can see that there's not really that much space to store anything, and you can't really store bottles vertically because otherwise it kind of like hits the panels. Same thing with the freezer. It only has these 3 compartments, and each of them is like very tiny. So we don't have too much stuff in the fridge right now. Please ignore the potato that is right there. This is just our stash of all the essentials, as you can see. This is the oven and the stove. It's pretty nice. It's an electric one, which makes it a little bit slower when we try to cook things, but overall no quips with that. We have a nice microwave right here, and I put that up there and I thought it looked cute, but apparently it also looks really creepy. I did a poll on my Instagram and I'm shook because the results were 50-50, like smack in the middle, 50-50 of people saying that this is creepy versus cute. I think the majority was leaning cute. So other than that, there's just some cabinet space at the top. We're pretty bad at categorizing things, so you can see like we just have random stuff everywhere, so like sugar, pepper flakes, quail eggs. But other than that, the unit has pretty nice white marble countertops. There are a lot of cabinets underneath that we use to store things, and actually this is my favorite because it's not a cabinet. It's actually a dishwasher. I've actually seen a ton of like hidden fridge dishwasher setups, but I never thought that I would live in an apartment with that, so I thought that's pretty cool. I kind of wish the fridge was also like a hidden cabinet, but that's like a mini suggestion if they ever renovate. This is our sink, which I thought was really cool when we first moved in. I just really like the little knobs that they have. It's very industrial avant-garde, but then I realized it's super difficult to twist, especially when your hands are dirty. Like you don't want to just like twist it, and there's absolutely no grip on this. And the holes are just really nasty. I don't know if you can see that. It's so hard to clean this too. Aesthetically though, it does look quite great. Right above the sink is actually a really beautiful set of wooden shelves. So this came installed in the unit, and actually I just noticed that the backsplash is white brick or ceramic brick, and I think it's so cool. So basically we've just cluttered this whole set of shelves with stuff. Some of it's decorative and then some of it's not decorative. I really like the look of plants on this shelf, so I think I'm actually gonna buy more of the hanging plants that I have in my room and place it here. Just for reference, I just grabbed this for my room. That is how it would look if I had a hanging plant up there, which I absolutely adore. I should totally get more of these. Here's just some bottles from a housewarming that we had a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure where Kyle got these horses from, but they do add a little bit of spice and flavor to the apartment. I think Kyle just brought like a ton of small decorative things. Like he brought this as well, and I really like this little teapot, as well as this gemstone rock. And here we also have a COVID tester that I got from my company. This is the Q test, and I don't know why it's still on right now. So under the shelves, there's actually these hangers, and we used to throw our keys here, but I think we just somehow put these 2 items here and ended up throwing our keys on the table over there. But here's the latest terrarium that Kyle's built, and he has like a little cool light.
You don't want to spill company.
Oh. So I wanted to do a quick tour of Kyle's room before it gets dark, because I love how his room looks. So I think it's roughly the same size as my room, but he's decorated it way differently. So he has this nice like rug that I kind of want one in white. He also has a dresser, which I probably should have in my room, but I wanted to value space more than efficiency. Also huge fanatic of plants, and he's a great plant parent, by the way. Our chat with Yichung is on the screen. And I think Kyle has a bigger desk than mine, so his takes up more space, but he has the same plant that I do. So it's the ficus lyrata. I helped hang that up. I also helped hang that up yesterday. He just has a really nice collection of stuff, and also a ton of cute plants on his windowsill. And that is pretty much Kyle's room. There's Kyle. The last thing I want to show you guys is the bathroom, and you can hear the acoustics already. This is such a beautiful bathroom. I pretty much think it's the same size as our bedrooms, which is insane. I don't think we really need this much space in the bathroom. They have this paneling against the entire wall and then a very beautiful pattern. I think it's a very, very unique bathroom. The one quip I will say that I have about this is that the shower doesn't have a curtain, nor does it have a full panel. It just has this one glass half panel that kind of covers the front half of the bathtub. But I really love how they paired the colors on this, and I just think it's a really beautiful bathroom. Also, I do want to get something for this bathroom, so maybe like a towel rack or something to put there. Right now we're hanging our towels behind this door. You can see there's quite a few hangers there actually. We had one towel here, it was like a ghost towel, and both Kyle and I had like no idea where that towel came from. You can actually see it under our clothing rack. So this towel right here, we have no idea. I probably should have cleaned this before I'm showing you guys, but it's too late now. Yeah, this is all our stuff out on the sink. Under the sink there's some storage, and this side is mine. I think the other side is Kyle's, but yeah. And I think that is pretty much the apartment tour. So that was my apartment. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions about this apartment, rent, living in Brooklyn. As I mentioned, we're still kind of in the process of decorating, so this is not the final look of how everything's gonna turn out, but I just wanted to show you guys how the apartment's coming together so far and just kind of share parts of my life with you. But other than that, I think that was the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you're having a great day. If you like my face, please like and subscribe. If you don't like my face, please also like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.